and gentlemen, boys and girls. So what we plan on doing here today is the speakers that are in the cab here. The driver sets are these tiny things. I mean, you just get a size. I mean, I think they're 2.5 inches is how big these suckers are. You got one there, and you got two in the back. So I took these off, and it's real easy to pop these suckers off here. Well, had it off a second ago. Get a better grip on it, and there you go. So these, they don't have the range on them. You can see it's just one speaker. There's not a center in there to get the highs and the lows and so on. And it's also paper, which usually isn't very good over time anyway. So I went ahead and bought some new speakers for this, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got next. What we have here, the speaker, I went ahead and checked for this particular stereo that I have in here, and it's rated at 50 watts per channel. So I went ahead and just picked some speakers here. I think they're an inch bigger than the ones that are installed in the ceiling, so I might have to do a little cutting and things like that, but no problem. These are the KSC 350 kicker speakers, and notice they do have some range here. So we got one pulled out here. If you can see that, it's got a decent magnet on there. So we'll go ahead and pull out the old one and see what we have working on here, or what we have to work with. Okay, so again, like the other things, these are those square tips. They're not a Phillips head. So let's go ahead and fire this up. Pull them all the way out, it holds them nice for you. Now let's see, it's a speaker weight. Rip it out the rest of the way. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's go ahead and grab. Feels like it's held in there by friction zones. Let's drop those screws out of there. So, in case you're wondering, there it is. And that's how we're attached. So these guys are soldered on here. So I'm going to have to either replace these with some clips, or I'm going to have to solder. I'm probably going to replace those with some clips, to be honest with you. I'll probably put it up here where the thicker wire is, so we have less chances for a disconnect. And if you look up in here, you can see it looks like there's kind of a channel where stuff is coming out of. Got a lot of foam up in there. Might have to clear out a little bit of that and shave this out here. So have to do some measuring. We'll come back. Okay, so first I wanted to get a benchmark of what these guys sound like. I don't know if it'll come through in this. It's kind of really almost monotone, even though that's supposed to be stereo. So we'll come back. The comparison of these two speakers, I did upgrade these a little bit, so I think these are 3.5 inches and these are like 2.5 inches. These also don't have like a, the extra, I don't know if it's a 3-way or 2-way or whatever it is, but whatever it is, what it is. See the depth on that, and the depth on that. They are a little different, but pretty darn close. This has 3, this has 2 connectors. They're about the same weight. I noticed on the left here, the old one is a 6 ohm, and I believe these are 4 ohms on these. So yeah, they are. They're 4 ohms. These are paper, and these are composite. So hopefully last longer and sound a hell of a lot better. So when I upgraded the speakers, they're a little bit bigger. The other ones were 2.5 and these are 3.5. However, the hole is an inch too small in diameter. So we're gonna need to make that hole bigger. Another issue is, if you can see, before wires were in this thing, they went ahead and they had this conduit in there, and then they ran wires through it. Well, I went ahead and put a screw in here and tried to push that stuff back so that when I drill through to make my bigger hole, I'm not going to hit any of those wires. I'm also close to this light here, so I'm probably going to try to go more that way with my widening of the hole and away from this thing here. Now I'm going to show you how using this, because when you try to make this hole bigger, you don't have anything to screw into the middle, and the drill bit will just fly all over the place. So we need to use, what we're going to do is we're going to take the size diameter we need, we're going to drill a hole here, then we're going to just tack it up here, use this as a template, and stick our drill bit through there, and it should cut a nice clean cut. So I'll be back with that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is find out how big you need your hole in the ceiling. So that one is 2.5 or 2.25. But I measured this one from here to here, and that's 3 inches. So once you get your 3 inches, and you're going to get yourself a piece of wood, and you're going to cut it with what they call a hole saw. Okay, I'll knock all that dust out of there. But anyway, you're going to go ahead and drill through that. You're going to go ahead and test it. So you can just drop your piece down in there, and you can see, hey, we got a perfect fit. So you know that's going to be good. And what you're going to do, you're going to come over to your hole, and you're going to line this sucker up over it wherever you want. I think I'm going to probably put it about, I'd like to reuse one of those holes and tack it in if I can. Then I'm going to stick my hole saw through and cut this remainder off. I think I might end up cutting this outside piece. It's kind of like a fabric, just so that thing doesn't just rip up and go crazy. I might use a little razor to cut that out. I cut this out. This was the outside piece, and then we just did the drilling. And as you can see, it just made a nice little perfect piece there that matches up with our hole here. So there's a little bit of plastic. I need to get up on the edge. I'm going to hollow this out just a little bit more. So far so good. Okay, so now for the moment of truth. Got the the new speaker, sorry. Pop that baby in there. Yeah, look at that baby. It's going to go right there just perfect. So we got to just figure this wiring out here. Okay, so when you look at these speakers, you're going, wait a minute, there's three plugs here when the old one just had 2. So you're like, what the hell's going on? Well, what Kicker did actually is super awesome. If you look at this cable that comes with it, you got the 2 ends here, which is what you'd normally see. Those are the ones I'm going to connect to the RV's positive and negative channel. But then if you look at this end, it's got the 3 cables. Look what they did. They actually wired in a crossover within this cabling so that you pick up the exact frequencies that this speaker can handle, and you don't get the wrong frequencies that makes the speaker sound like crap. So what I'm expecting here is going to be some amazing sound. I remember building speakers, a sub, when I was younger, and I used a crossover like this, and an inline, and it made all the difference in stripping out all the highs from that. But this I believe will strip out the low frequencies and just give me the mid and the highs. So we'll see. Okay, so we got our bus wires all connected up here to our new wires for the speaker. So next we're just going to hook this all in, and I'm going to get it screwed in here and we'll test it. Okay, we got the new speaker in here, and I can't play it right now because it's hooked up to my phone and it would cut everything out. So I might just leave them exposed. I don't know, I might put a cover over them, not sure, but definitely pleasantly pleased with the sound. The other speakers, it sounds okay, but you're missing all the cymbals and the top hats and different stuff like that, and it just doesn't sound as clear. It almost gives it a stereo effect like it should have, where if you go between the 2 speakers this is the existing one on the right, haven't replaced it yet, but if we go in the back with these 2 speakers, it almost sounds like you're listening to mono, and you can't hear any of the top hats except for if you point your head towards the front of the bus, and then you can start to hear. So I'll get the other one put in, and then we'll try to sample it.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
This was a funny video. As we were going down the road, it was really, really windy. So I thought I'd put that on a loop in the background while I explain what's going on with the speakers. So the speakers sound amazing. However, being able to transfer the sound of the speakers into my cell phone and really make any kind of difference where you could hear it yourself, you couldn't really tell. But I assure you that the sound that you get from the speakers, the upgraded speakers that have all the range than just having that one single speaker, makes a world of difference. So if you are interested in doing something like this, I definitely recommend it. If you have any questions or anything maybe I missed, just drop me a comment and I'll try to answer it as best I can. Okay guys, that's all I have for you this week. Hopefully I'll get something out by the end of this week or maybe middle of next week. Either way, I'll have something out there. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps us out. Until next time, cheers.